Hi everybody, it's Anne the Purple Goddess. I'm here doing my weekly Tuesday time with you related to a tarot card. And we are in the season of Leo, so happy birthday to all you fabulous Leo folks out there. And we're in something that's called, in terms of planetary changes, the Lion's Gate, which often happens, which does happen in August. And what they say about this time that we're in right now is that the veil is thin between the worlds, and we might be in touch with the spiritual realm a little bit more than we normally would. So pay attention to dreams that you might be having at night and any other interesting things that might be going on. So before we begin the card today, and I picked a really good card, let us come to center with the singing bowl. So this is the bell of mindfulness. This little video is going to be about maybe 6 to 8 minutes. So if you don't have that time, come back to it. And if you do have that time, take a deep breath. And then I'm going to hit the bell 3 times. You ready? So I want you to just be still and be centered. And I want you to think about your life as a story that continues to unfold. Life's about storytelling, and you are the author of your story. What chapter are you in? What volume are you in? And how is the story unfolding? I heard a great thing the other day that just said, think about your life as a sacred text. Now, if your life is a sacred text, what would the title be? Are you the star of your own story? And I grew up at a time and a place in history where we weren't allowed to be the star of our own story. You know, I don't know whose story we were supposed to live out, but we weren't necessarily invited to be the star of our own show and wear a sparkly jacket. All this is leading into the card today. So this is a card from the Major Arcana. And the tarot is about lots of symbols that help us unpack the story of our life and where we might be right now. You ready for the card? Here it is. It's the Star. Now, we're going to talk about the symbols on this card in a minute, but this card comes after a card known as the Tower. Remember when the Twin Towers came down in New York City? The tower in one's life might come down when one goes through a divorce or a terrible breakup, when a partner dies, when you lose your job, a parent dies, a pet dies. That's a tower moment when everything just kind of crumbles to the bottom. It's a death of sorts. And our crown comes off. We just, something really tragic happens and we have to deal with it because that's part of the story of life. And then we get an opportunity to rebuild. So the Star card comes right after the Tower. And we see on the card a naked person, and they're down to the bare essentials. And this is what happens after a Tower moment, right? We're stripped naked. Our life is down to the bare bones, and we have to face whatever it is we have to face. It's tough, right? And the invitation on this card is, yes, it's tough. The towers come down, but there's hope. And you can rebuild your life. And you can rebuild your life by doing the work that you need to do to get back up and be the star of the show, of your own story. So the person here has got one foot in the water, and the water represents our unconscious, and it's where we need to go sometimes to figure out our shadow self and things that may need to be healed, where we need to grieve, where we need to be sad. It's we have to dip into the unconscious. And so this person is pouring water from a jug, into the water below, the unconscious, feeding, helping to make aware that which needs to be made aware. And in the other hand, there's a jug pouring water onto the land, and it's going in 5 directions. So there's sort of like 5 streams. One of the streams is coming back into the source of one's own life. So he, she, they's feeding themselves with this other jug. And then the other ones are kind of being dispersed into 5 different areas. You know, this person wants to water 4 other new aspects of their life now that the towers come down. You know, new hope for whatever it is, a new relationship, a new job, you know, feeding and watering some new possibilities. And we have a magnificent star at the top, one big star, and it's an 8-pointed star. And around the 8-pointed star are 7 little stars. And these are about, represent the chakra system that we have as we align with our source. We've got all these kind of energies that help us kind of get back into alignment with who we are so that we can be the star of our show. And so we're surrounded by these beautiful energies, and in order to have our dreams or wishes come true, we need to continue to do the work to make that possible. You can't just sit back and say, when I wish upon a star, my dreams are going to come true. No, you have to deal with your issues, water your unconscious, water the land, plant seeds and water them so you can see them grow. Be stripped right down to the essence of who you are. And this is the best part about the card. There's a little tiny bird here on a tree. I don't know if you can see it. And it's got a big beak. And if you remember stories from the Old Testament, Noah and the great flood, you know, and the animals and the people walked in 2 by 2 to the ark to survive the big flood. We might be having a big flood on our planet, you know, in the not too distant future. But anyway, Noah's ark was guided. Noah was guided by a bird with a big beak. And so that bird is a reminder to pay attention to our instincts and our intuition about, you know, where we're going to go forward after the tower. And it's also literally about appreciating nature and about the birds and the songs that we hear in the morning and how we're all connected, you know, in life. And it's not so much that a little child will lead them, but it could be that a bird could lead you, right? So this is a really, really beautiful card. And I hope that wherever you are in your story right now, your unfolding story, that you can think about getting out from under your bushel and let your light shine. You know, strip down to the basics. Where do you want to go? How is this story going to unfold for you right now in the middle of August? What seeds do you need to plant? What watering do you need to do for yourself? How are you going to give gratitude to all that you have, even though we're still in the midst of a pandemic? We have a lot to be grateful for in so many ways, so giving gratitude is important. And this is an invitation to think about, you know, how you're going to get back up after the tower, rebuild your life, get some clothes on, get some fun clothes on. Look at me, sparkle, sparkle, and make your dreams come true. So if you had to give a title to this card for yourself right now, what would it be? Only you can figure that out about how you're going to emerge as the star and the main character of your story. And I know you can do it. All right, so I'm going to hit the bowl 3 more times. And I want you to think about being the star. When you wish upon a star, makes no difference who you are. If you think about it, your dreams can come true. All right, everybody. Good to have this brief time with you today. Blessed be till we meet again. Okay?